Eros and Thanatos, the marriage of love and death, the fatal synthesis in Romeo and Juliet. In parts 1 and 2, we examined how Eros and Thumos originated as divine forces in Greek tragedy and later transformed into internal psychological conflicts within Elizabethan drama. Now we arrive at their ultimate convergence. Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, where love and honor become inextricably bound to death itself. While other plays focus on one force, Romeo and Juliet is unique because it is driven by the constant collision of love, Eros, and the Feud, or Thumos. From the very beginning, the play tells us that their love is death-marked. The ancient grudge between the two families is a perfect example of institutionalized Thumos. The feud is never really explained, which makes it seem even more irrational. It exists simply to keep a cycle of masculine honor going. Even the hot weather in Verona is said to make people more irritable and ready to fight. This setting forces the private spiritual love of Romeo and Juliet into a direct conflict with the public, violent world of their families. For the two lovers, Eros is a revolutionary force. Their love is honest and moves much faster than traditional courtship. It is a divine madness that allows them to ignore the huge risks they are taking. Shakespeare presents their first meeting through a perfect sonnet, showing that their connection is spiritual and sophisticated, not just a physical attraction. We invite you to reflect upon moments in the play where desire and honor become indistinguishable, and share your interpretations in the comments below. Romeo's psychological journey is a constant move between the joy of love and the call of death. At the start of the play, his love for Rosalind is a type of melancholy. He describes love as a smoke and a living death. This shows that even before he meets Juliet, he sees desire as something that consumes the person feeling it. When he meets Juliet, this association becomes deeper. He does not just want her for life, he wants her until death. When he discovers she is a Capulet, he says his life is now a debt to his enemy, linking his existence to the blood of the feud. In the final act, when he believes Juliet is dead, he buys poison but calls it a medicine. This is a key moment where the tools of death become the only way to satisfy his desire to be with her. As he enters her tomb, he calls it a womb of death. Using the word womb for a grave is a powerful image. It suggests that the tomb has become a place of birth or a wedding chamber where the lovers can finally be joined forever. Juliet also goes through a transition from innocence to a tragic maturity. Very early in the play, she says that if Romeo is married, her grave is likely to be her wedding bed. This is not just a guess about the future, it reflects a common theme in art called death as the bridegroom. As the play progresses, Juliet's language becomes more filled with shadows. During her wedding night, she asks for the black-mantled night to come. She even asks that when Romeo dies, he should be cut out in little stars, an image that suggests a beautiful but violent fragmentation of the body. Her determination to be with Romeo leads her to imagine horrible physical things, such as being locked in a house with old bones and skulls. She is willing to face the terror of death to keep her bond with Romeo. Her decision to drink the friar's potion, a drink that makes her look dead, is a toast to life made with an instrument of death. Should this exploration of tragic union resonate with your understanding of Shakespeare's artistry, we would be honored by your subscription to our channel. The other characters in the play also show different versions of Eros and Thumos that speed up the tragedy. Friar Laurence, he acts as the philosopher of the play. He observes that the earth is both a mother and a tomb. He believes that inside every plant and every person there is a struggle between grace and rude will. He hopes that the lover's Eros can turn the family's Thumos, hatred, into peace. However, his plan uses a fake death to try and save life. In Verona, death is too strong to be used as a simple tool, and the friar's plan fails. Mercutio, he is the voice of cynicism. He views love as a purely biological and often violent impulse. He tells Romeo to beat love down if it hurts him. His famous speech about Queen Mab connects dreams of love to nightmares and decay. When he is killed in a street fight, he curses both families. His death marks the moment when the violence of the feud, Thanatos, kills the spirit of fun and wit, Eros. Tybalt, he represents pure Thumos. His hatred for the Montagues is his primary life force. For him, honor is a cult of blood that requires constant sacrifice. He views Romeo's presence at a party as a personal insult that can only be washed away with violence. The parents Lord and Lady Capulet turn their daughter's life into a ritual of death. When Juliet refuses to marry Paris, her father calls her a carcass and materia in decomposition. Her mother says she wishes Juliet were married to her grave. When Juliet dies, her father says that death is now his son-in-law and his heir. The wedding decorations are turned into funeral decorations, showing that the culture of Verona cannot celebrate love without death claiming it. The double suicide of Romeo and Juliet in the final act is not just a defeat. In the world of the play, it is the only way they can achieve a perfect union that the living world does not allow. Inside the tomb, Romeo sees that Juliet still looks beautiful, and he imagines that death is keeping her there as a lover. By drinking the poison, Romeo seals his contract with death with a kiss. When Juliet wakes up and finds him dead, she calls his dagger a happy dagger. This is a complete reversal of meaning. A weapon meant for aggression, Thanatos, becomes a tool for union and liberation, Eros. Their death finally stops the feud. The fathers agree to build gold statues of the children, turning their living energy into permanent art. However, this peace is bitter. It shows that in Shakespeare's world, supreme beauty and supreme destruction are often tied together. The light of the sun refuses to show its face at the end, as the darkness of death has completely covered the city. To ensure you do not miss our future examinations of tragic synthesis in classical literature, please activate the notification bell. The study of these forces shows that love and death are essential to the structure of tragedy. Tragedy is a meditation on mortality and the irrational reasons behind what we do. By mixing the symbols of weddings and funerals, playwrights explore the very limits of human experience. In the Greek tradition, tragedy comes from the helplessness of humans against cosmic forces. In Shakespeare's tradition, it comes from the choices and internal imbalances of the characters. In both cases, the drama serves as a mirror. It forces the audience to look at the dangerous and unbearable sides of life that our own passions create. Whether it is through the fire of Eros or the pride of Thumos, these forces continue to define the complex experience of being human. Ultimately, we are isolated beings who long for connection. Whether through the joy of a wedding or the silence of a grave, we are always searching for a way to transcend our own limits. For a return to the ritual origins of this synthesis, including the Brides of Hades motif and Antigone's bridal chamber examined in Part 1, we invite you to revisit our analysis of Greek tragic symbolism, where these patterns first took form.